student gamers at Minnesota State Mankato, and we had a big idea. Turn our love of gaming into a varsity esports team. In our first year, we earned a national championship and created a fun and friendly community for both competitive and casual gamers. We're learning broadcasting, digital marketing, and live stream technology, skills that translate to real-world job opportunities. Everyone wins. Be a Maverick. Learn more at mnsu.edu. We're students at Minnesota State Mankato, and we had a big idea. Turn our love of gaming into a varsity esports team. In our first year, we earned a national championship and created a fun and friendly community. Be a Maverick. Learn more at mnsu.edu. We're student gamers at Minnesota State Mankato, and we had a big idea. Turn our love of gaming into a varsity esports team. In our first year, we earned a national championship and created a fun and friendly community for both competitive and casual gamers. We're learning broadcasting, digital marketing, and live stream technology, skills that translate to real-world job opportunities. Everyone wins. Be a Maverick. Learn more at mnsu.edu.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Minnesota State University Mankato Esports. And my name is Hamlack, and boy, oh boy, is it great to be back here on the desk, sharing it with a very, very special friend of mine, Zojalix. How we doing, brother?
I am doing so good today, Ham. I can hear you, and I love that. And I can see you, and I am so excited to once again be sharing this absolutely wonderful booth with you. Even though I might be in Colorado, the vibes are still going to be just as good. It's going to be a great time. I've had quite a banging week since we last came around here. Literally this time last week, I got to spend some time with the Call of Duty Challengers League, which was a really, really dang good time. But now I'm here to see our Maverick Esports Overwatch squad continue to fight through the playoffs in NACE Varsity Premier. And tonight, do they have quite the Titan they are going up against?
You're right. St. Clair University, these guys are they're definitely going to be a tough cookie to crack, but we're going to go right into map number 1 here, Zojalix. It's going to be Lijiang Tower to start us off right out of the gate, just like we did last week. I mean, I'm kind of getting flashbacks, maybe deja vu even.
I know. And hey, you know what? Last week when Maverick Esports was playing on that Lijiang Tower, they came out swinging, and that first map was not even close. I even still have all of my notes from last week as well. And it came out and they We had Foost on the Genji, just playing just this absolutely insane level of domination, just going through being the biggest thorn in the side of their opponent. And now we're going to see if Foost is going to do that exact same thing. I don't know if we're going to be seeing, well, looks like we're seeing Foost on the Genji again, but I'm excited to see if this same level of domination will come through. But again, they're going up against St. Clair College, arguably one of the most decorated colleges in esports ever. And so this is going to be a Titan to show, but if any team can do it, it is going to be Maverick Esports. The doors are unlocked, and Ham, it's time for map number 1.
You're right, map number 1 is going to lock down here. Going to look at the teams really quick. It's going to be Razor, Nauseous, Azure, So, and Redux with the Tracer, Sojourn, Doomfist, by the way, with the Kiriko Lucio combo. Versus the standard combo that we're used to seeing from the side of Maverick Esports.
It's a very different combo from St. Clair from what we're seeing, and honestly, I'm kind of excited to see how they're going to make this work. I really want to see something huge happen, but immediately we're seeing the fire come out. We've already got a quick 2-for-1 trade in favor of St. Clair College. Invictus and Taj are going to be the first ones to fall. Early control was almost looking like it was going to MSU, but not sure what happened, but St. Clair are going to be the first ones on the point for now. Maverick Esports looking to regroup to get back in there.
You're right. I mean, really looking at it, you got to deal with the dive comp. That is going to be the Doomfist and the Tracer getting deep into the back line. They're going to worry about moving in on that flank next to the suits, but Maverick Esports going to jump in on point as we see Invictus here on the classic Sojourn. Going to try and do whatever he can, but it looks as though St. Clair College is going to lay it down.
And just lay it down, they did. That fight became really pretty well decided. The moment Topaz and Taj were taken out before the rest of Maverick Esports was even able to jump onto the point. Now as we get ready for Maverick Esports to look for hopefully another quick counter, St. Clair, they're jumping back. They're going to prevent Maverick Esports from getting out of their spawn, but we do have Riser on that Tracer is sitting there now with the Pulse Bomb, 3 ultimates available. The Kitsune Rush is going to be the first one to pop for St. Clair College. Wind tries to get in there, but that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, tank for tank. The Railgun is going to come out. Wind is down. I mean, he fell earlier. I already said that. That's going to be the Pulse Bomb now, not finding anything. Invictus is going to fall on the Cassidy, and Foost getting brought dangerously low, and that's going to be another team wipe for St. Clair College. They've got full control right now.
It seems as though that, the Maverick machine has been stopped in their tracks, Zojalix. And that's kind of hard to believe when we think about it. Maverick Esports had such a dominating season. And you said, St. Clair College is one of the Titans, maybe one of the teams to really look out for. And we're definitely seeing why.
Oh, and Wind is going to come out looking to get a ton of damage, but unfortunately, Taj and Invictus get taken down again. These fights are just going so much in favor of St. Clair. Riser comes out picking up a double. Topaz gets dropped shortly afterwards, and this is going to be a pretty dominant round number 1 going over to St. Clair College. They are looking really, really strong to go out of map 1.
Ooh, boy. When we talked about last week, we talked about both teams coming out swinging and swinging really hard. It seems as though St. Clair College might have the upper hand. I mean, this Doomfist is he's creating so much space, creating so much pressure. That's one thing that these bigger kind of dive tanks do, is they jump into the front line and they say, hey, look at me, I'm the big target, but while my healers are just chilling in the back, I'm able to survive while my DPS just cyclones in, and you get released into the updraft, and next thing you know, your team is eliminated.
And especially looking at the healers that they have, when you have such an active and moved around tank like Doomfist, well, now they're going to be changing things over to the Zarya, but having that Lucio that is just as mobile as Doomfist, just being able to hover around and just continue to keep that Doomfist alive just makes it so difficult for Maverick Esports to get anything done. Now as we get into round number 2, we're seeing Wind swapping over to the Zarya as well. And immediately the control is going to be actually battled out pretty differently this time. Early control will seem to be coming in favor of Maverick Esports. Boost going to be trying to jump against. That's going to be the kill onto the Ana. And Maverick Esports starting to show a little bit of sign of life. Hopefully they can maintain it as they do get the early control. St. Clair forced to back away as the tank goes down.
Tank goes down. That's Wind over Azure, and Razor falling. Able to take down Boost here with the Tracer. Razor looking really clean. with the Tracer. Two R's moving in together there. It's kind of difficult to wordplay, but it is Maverick Esports that is going to gain control of the first point here. Taj whipping the chains. I can whip my hair back and forth, he says, as he's got the flail on lock. And it's Invictus sitting in the back line, chill, and just waiting for his chance to strike. But he might need his team with him.
Invictus taking a lot of damage, does get taken down. The rest of St. Clair College are there to put the foot on the gas and to start taking down Maverick Esports. A lot of damage to come through. No kills to be seen on either side just yet. And as I speak, down goes Maverick Esports. That's going to be 4 members down as Soap comes over to beat down that Genji. And St. Clair College will take control.
I mean, this is the tough part, right? You got to deal with the Zarya. You got to deal with the Sojourn in the back. She has just been a thorn in the side for Maverick Esports, and it is just going to continue to draw the narrative. Has its one headshot. Invictus only needed one more. Was super, super close. Foos getting spotted out here from the Tracer. You got to run to your team, man. Where are you? Not like this. Saved by Taj!
And now Topaz is going to be forced to pop the ultimate earlier than I think what Maverick Esports wants, but that is going to allow them to find the kill as High Noon comes out. So does the rally. 2 kills currently make it 3. Maverick Esports looking to hopefully push themselves back in there as St. Clair College are getting close to evening up the percentage. Topaz is going to be the one to fall. Wind is on the chase, is going to take down the Zarya. Maverick Esports back on the point. They crossed that 50% threshold. They've managed to just stem the bleeding from that first round, and hopefully they can just maintain this hold. They've only got about 40 seconds until they are able to win this round. They definitely are going to want to hold on right now.
I mean, it's the tough part, right? You see in a crazy chance here from St. Clair College. They do have the beat drop, and the blade is available for Foost. Wind does have the Graviton Surge on lock. That's 3 of them, but your team isn't there, and it is unfortunate for the both of them. Oh my God!
Oh no. The Graviton came out, but there was no follow-up, nothing to be seen, and St. Clair said, fine, you want to bunch us together? We're going to make this opportunity one where you guys die, not us. And they managed to come through, take control, reversing what was looking to be a beautiful ultimate from Wind, and now St. Clair College, they're going to continue on this offensive.
I mean, just look at what Azure is doing in the front line. It says, I'm the Zarya. You are going to get tank diffed, and you are forced to run back to your spawn. These guys are just unrelenting. The pressure. I feel like these guys are stuck in the air fryer, and you can't escape.
The power is too strong. Foost hopefully able to find an opportunity to use that blade. If anything, not necessarily to make a big play, but just to keep them back into it. The blade is going to be coming out. That's going to be a ton of damage, but no kills to be seen as the railgun comes out as well. The first one to fall is going to be Foost. Topaz follows. The repositioning from St. Clair comes absolutely critical. That's going to be a team wipe, and Ham, I think that's going to be the map.
Map number 1 for St. Clair College. I mean, Topaz quickly switching to Lucio to see if they can get the speed boost, but Redux jumping off the stage, but you're not going to make it in time. Map number 1 goes to St. Clair College in a dominant performance.
I mean, if you're St. Clair College, you're obviously feeling good. I mean, and unfortunately for St. Clair, I'm sure this is probably business as usual for them. Like we've talked about, they're one of the most decorated esports institutions in the entire world, and that is becoming absolutely showcased here as their Overwatch team is no joke. Not to say that ours is a joke, because we still have one of the best Overwatch teams in the nation, but that just shows how high the skill ceiling is when you are playing collegiate Overwatch. And St. Clair, they're just going to tell you, hey, you might think you're the ceiling, but no, you got to get through us.
Right, yeah, no, you got to get through us, and we are going to be... We're just going to hold you guys there, and we have to be the ones to gatekeep, and unfortunately, that's the thing. That's the best part about playoffs, though, is that the tensions are high. The tensions are there for everybody, and let's see what we can find here on this next map, Zojalix. What do you want to see here in terms of your second map? So, I mean, obviously, I'm going to be expecting... I'm just going to say it. I expect the second map to be Kings Row. It's what we see every single time. If it's not Kings Row, I'm not going to lie. I'll be kind of excited about that because I feel like we just see Kings Row a lot. But again, it's a staple for Overwatch 2. I think it is going to be something that is... I think it's going to be just
what we see, and I'm not going to be surprised if we go there. But coming in from these teams, specifically out of Maverick Esports, what I really want to see these guys really do is I really want to see them figure out a way that they can lock down that back line. Because like what we saw a lot in map number 1 is we had Riser on that tracer, just doing so much work, jumping into the back line, immediately taking out our supports. If you look at those fights, every single fight that we had, you either had Foost as the first one to fall on that squishy Genji or the supports. That was it. It was always those two combinations. And most of the time, it was when Riser hit the go button. Once Riser hit that go button, it was over.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Once your tank says, let's rock and roll, you're right. One team will fall here as we got to pull up the graphic. It is a wonderful graphic, by the way. Map number 2 is going to be Kings Row, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you guys are strapped in, because that's where we're going. We got to go bring the payload off to the point. But first, you got to capture that point.
Yes, you do. And you know what really helps me capture my points when I'm trying to grind some Overwatch?
Tell me, Zojalix, what really grinds your point?
Why, that would be Rux. Oh, it's not going to show up in my camera, is it? No, the pitch is ruined.
No.
I have my Rockstar Energy thermos that I'm holding. I'm trying so hard to get it to show up, but Zoom is telling me no. But Rockstar Energy, if you can see it, gets me fueled and energized when I'm trying to push a payload down Kings Row. Huge shout outs to Rockstar Energy for being a wonderful sponsor of Minnesota State University Mankato Esports.
Oh yeah, and you know, well, we are darn well locked in for this mode. It is Kings Row. Capture the point, push the payload. That's what you guys got to do here to take the W on this map. So, do you know the lore on this map? It's kind of dark. It's kind of gloomy, if you ask me.
I think we've talked about it before on a previous cast, but I always honestly forget about the dark lore behind Kings Row.
It's kind of sad. The payload is an EMP bomb setting directly into the dead heart of London, which has turned into a like a robot safe haven. I forget the names of the people. But you're literally driving an EMP bomb into the center of town and exploding it.
And in a space where robot people live. That really is quite dark. And oh my days, immediately as we get into the map, Boost gets taken down right off the bat. Maverick Esports on the attack, trying to find some opportunity to get in there, but once again, we're seeing St. Clair just do what they do. Hopefully we can see Maverick Esports look for a break. Wind is back on that Zarya. We're not seeing a comp change at all from Maverick Esports. St. Clair playing things slightly different. They've got Riser now hanging out on that Genji, and we'll see if this makes a difference, but Boost now on the hunt, hoping to get onto the point. Maverick Esports might have an opportunity here.
They do. They're able to find Nauseous, and that's going to be the key to it. You lose the sniper, and you lose a ton of damage off of headshots alone, but it is Invictus trying to find a shot on this Lucio. He is going to roll super low. That is Redux getting taken down. You might need to check the reprise on that one because you got to find your way back to the point.
And Cassidy is getting the work done. Invictus is doing what he does on those ranged DPSs, just starting to immediately fire off, but that's going to be Azure jumping in, and that Doomfist does get taken down. Invictus is going to get deleted. Riser gets traded away, 2 for 1 in favor of Maverick Esports. Make it a 3 as Redux goes down, and the payload is on the move.
We are moving and grooving, move and slide to the beat. It's looking like the new Mario Kart here, Zojalix. We got free reign to push this cart.
And that's exactly what Maverick Esports are going to need. You can see immediately St. Clair, they're already getting set up on that first bend, getting ready for the first fight to try and stop this. Maverick Esports, they want to try and get as much distance as possible. And you can see now Azure transfers off the Doomfist onto the Ramatra. We'll see if this makes a difference here. They needed obviously a little bit of help as Maverick Esports got that point capture pretty quickly. But with 4.5 minutes to go, Riser is going to be the first one to fall. The rally is going to come out. Redux goes down as well. And oh my days, Maverick Esports are turning this around from that first map.
They find the fight that they need, and St. Clair College is running with the tail between their legs. What a fight for Maverick Esports, and that's incredible. I mean, you take down Razor, Notch is slowly behind. Azure falling to the signs of Boost. And if you're able to keep our DPS alive, it's up to Topaz and Taj they gotta really be on their game tonight, Zojalix. That's my X factor for the night.
Oh, you definitely have to be on the top of your game in Maverick Esports. You know, like I had said before at the end of map number 1, never mind about that. The Graviton Bomb is going to come through. That's going to find 2 more. Boost does get traded away, but Riser is taken down shortly afterwards. And Maverick Esports are not stopping. Azure goes down. St. Clair is sent back to the dropship, and Maverick Esports find the checkpoint.
They got to find where they're going to drop next year, Zojalix. This is a Maverick machine, man. They're moving now. These guys maybe just needed a map or 2 to kind of warm up, get themselves back into the game a little bit. Invictus with the noon. Foost has Blade ready and unlocked. That is the Razor switching to the Pharah. When you have a Cassidy on your team, this man's a silly goose.
That is certainly the silly goose we're going to be seeing, but either way, St. Clair College, they must be in a state of complete panic as Maverick Esports continue to push, but Wind is going to be taken down. It looks like St. Clair finally able to find a bit of a break. No tank means scary moments. Invictus is going to be pulling out High Noon. Doesn't have any opportunity to find anything, though, unfortunately. Pops a High Noon, but it gets taken away from him, and he goes down. Foost runs back, and St. Clair College, they managed to find a little bit of time to breathe, which normally you would think, like, oh, that's not a big deal, that's only one fight, but when it comes to Titans like this, every single second matters to get that payload there as quickly as possible.
Right, and Wind switching to the Mauga, but Razor, wow! This Pharah really turning out to be a problem here. Just the amount of splash damage, the amount of DPS. Dude, this character's so broken. What do you mean they're still alive?
That's just the Juno for you. Topaz is saying you can keep fighting them all you want. They're not going to die. Taj is going to be the one to fall. Unfortunately, though, Foost switches over to the Echo. The rest of Maverick Esports withdrawing as St. Clair College managed to push them back quite a bit again. And now St. Clair College around these final few corners, which arguably are the hardest corners in all of Kings Row. Maverick Esports, they're going to be pushed pretty far back. Pharah is going to have the barrage ready to go. And then you also have Ramatra with their ultimate, and only the support ultimates available on the side of Maverick Esports. Wow. But it doesn't matter. The fight's going to break out anyway.
You're right. The fight's going to be there. And nobody was there with Wind as the orbital laser gets dropped down. And you got the Hellship Fire with you. And Nauseous from the top side of the map has been incredible. Azure, and man, the dismantling of Maverick Esports here. Wow, St. Clair College with a beautiful counterattack.
And honestly, that whole fight, I think, was decided. Wind hit the go button just a little bit too early, got a little bit too antsy, was ready to get in there, but unfortunately, if you don't have the rest of your team, you can't soak up all the damage in the world, which is exactly what happened. Wind soaked up too much damage, and once again, I'm a little bit nervous he's going to be starting to overextend here a little bit more. Thankfully, Topaz is hanging out nearby. Wind is going to be trying to hit that go button once again. I can't tell who else is nearby, but Riser is going to fall. The rally is going to come out, and Zenyatta is going to be popping their ultimate. I didn't even see that one pop, but the rally is still there. The fight is working out, hope in a little bit more favor of Maverick Esports. Wind jumping deep into the back line once again. My dude, you gotta stay with your team, and Maverick Esports get disassembled. Team wipe for St. Clair.
Wow, St. Clair College with a great, yet again, the counterattacks, waiting for the offensive pressure happening from Maverick Esports to then leading to what was, yes, a dismantling, a breaking apart, a complete destruction of Maverick Esports' front line. And now we have 3 ultimates ready yet again for St. Clair College.
And if you think about it too, the only ultimates that they've even really had to pop in each of these fights is maybe one. Maverick Esports are being forced to pop multiple ultimates back and forth every single time just to even get back on the payload, but unfortunately, St. Clair College is just finding every single opportunity. The Widow is going to be popping the infrared sight. Boost is going to be the first pick. This might be the go button for St. Clair. Once again, not any opportunities where they need to hit the ultimates. Wind is going to be forced to pop his ultimate just to stay alive. The barrage does come through from Razor. No kills to be found. Maverick Esports stay alive, but that clock is not looking pretty.
It's slowly ticking down, and this Pharah just laying down the law. Everything's popping now. Topaz with your orbital cannon, the beautiful use of the railgun. Foos does have the clone ready. Invictus finds Razor. That's one of the DPS down. It's up to Nauseous and the rest of his team as Foos switches to Ramatra. He's a tank player, remember!
That Ramatra switch is going to be massive as Wind is going to jump in finally with the rest of the team. Razor does come back in there trying to find something, but no, that's going to be more members of St. Clair College falling. 8 seconds left to go. The fight's not stopping. Razor goes down again. That's a 5-player kill streak for Foos. Foos with that Echo ultimate says, hop on my...
Oh my god.
He's going to pick up 2 more. Esports continue to keep the push going, and they find it in overtime. Maverick Esports finally find the break that they need, but by golly, did St. Clair not make it easy for them.
Wowzers. It came down to the wire. They were able to push the payload the entire way. It looked grim. It looked dark. St. Clair College, yet again, I'm going to talk about it. They are the decorated collegiate esports program to watch out for. And I mean, I'll just say it, man. We took a solid round against them.
Yeah, we really did. That one, it started out, there were a lot of opportunities that were going to be looking really, really good. So the thing that I was really much expecting to see there was going to be a lot more of a bit. I was expecting to see more of an MSU powerhouse, but as we got around those last few corners with the payload, St. Clair College decided that was going to be where they had to put the wall up. They didn't care too much about keeping track of the point. They didn't care too much about that first checkpoint, and then when it got down to the end, they just said, all right, you guys aren't getting to the end. But thankfully, again, Foost on that Echo just came in so clutch. The miracle hero play on the brink of defeat brings that one back into it.
Man, it is too much for me to handle. They're going to rock the same comp here as they are going to go to the Mickey Mouse Mauga. But Foost running back to spawn?
What is Foost? Oh.
A game pause there, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, I need to refill my water bottle because these past couple maps have been too much for me. Never mind. We're not going to go to break. I just got word. The production is in my ear. They're yapping. They're saying they're ready. They're good. They're ready to go.
All right. They're just going to keep it quick. I guess we're going to get a really... quick pause there, but either way, the map is alive. Boost popping back onto the Echo. As the swap ends, we get that all squared away, and Boost is ready to go. I love seeing him commit to the Echo play. I think this is going to be something that we would love to see. Hopefully, Win can make this Mauga work. Got a little too trigger happy last round, but maybe it'll work this time again. The fight breaking out immediately. Point progress is already going to St. Clair, as Taj is going to fall on the Kiriko. Down goes Wind, and this is going to be a quick capture for St. Clair.
Oh, you're right. I mean, looking at it, it is Foos trying to sit in the back line, tries to find a kill, but they couldn't quite get what they needed, and that's Wind just in the front line. They're already at they're looking at their spawn, dude. All right, St. Clair College, I see you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
They just aren't even going to give Maverick Esports an opportunity to even attempt a defense. They're pushing them real far back, but the payload continues to move. That's the thing about this game mode, is you don't need every single person on the point. It's not like when you were looking at... for instance, if you're familiar with Call of Duty on the control game mode, the more you stack, the faster it captures. That's not the case here on Hybrid. You can get it a little bit faster, but it's not enough that really makes so much of a difference. So St. Clair College feeling comfortable enough, keeping somebody on the payload while the rest of the team pushes forward. I like this play. Wind is going to fall, followed by Taj, and St. Clair College are getting just a ton of free progress.
I mean, the progress continues time and time again. It looks as though that is another team kill. I hear the sound bit. Wow. St. Clair College. Already, dude, they're already so deep within our spawn.
They are just not going to put their foot on the brakes anytime soon. And when you are such a dominant college in the esports scene, this is exactly what you would be expecting. They're already going to be hitting that first checkpoint here very shortly. Invictus back onto that Sojourn trying to find something. They are able to get the kill into the Lucio, but that's going to signal the go button for the rest of St. Clair. The Kitsune Rush is going to pop. The orbital beacon comes down. See you later, Wind. Taj goes down again. Razor with the blade finds 2, followed by the kill onto Topaz. It doesn't matter that you pick off their support. St. Clair College are just going to keep running you down.
Oh my goodness. One of my favorite quotes there from my man Negan, Walking Dead. It is almost a sight to behold to watch a team with such oiled up gears be able to produce an offense like this right now. Now, Maverick Esports has been really trying their best and really trying to put something together. But it seems though at every time they get something rocking and getting something rolling, they just dismantle. Like St. Clair College just dismantles them time and time and again.
That's what they do, and that's what they continue to do, and it's about to happen right now. They're already looking to make that final push. That's going to be a Sojourn taking down a Sojourn. Complete trade on both sides. Sojourn for Sojourn. Boost looking to try and take out that Genji. Unfortunately, back away. Does get taken down. Topaz is shortly followed. Wind is trying to make something happen, but the Ramatra ult comes out, and St. Clair College, they're just going to get the team wipe, and they are going to speed run this second round.
I mean, one of the fastest King Rows I've seen in a long time, especially during the collegiate scene. Incredible King's Row between the both of them as it came down to 3 with a lot of time remaining.
Initiating match.
We're not out of it yet, Zodelix. That's the crazy part. Now we go to overtime. Maverick Esports, 0 seconds left. They are immediately in overtime. They got to get to that point. St. Clair College has 4 minutes to just capture the first point.
Ready for battle.
I tried the chicken nuggets you suggested, but why are they shaped like dinosaurs? Yeah.
I still have much to
Okay.
learn.
Perfect. Good to know. All right. Zodelix currently had to step aside for just a quick second, take care of some things, but it is now Maverick Esports forced to hold against 4 minutes of the incredible offense. Let's see what they're able to do, see what they're able to cook. They gotta hold. That's gonna be tough. And this is where the fight has to break out, ladies and gentlemen. They're pushing forward. Wind really just kind of running it down, trying to take space is all he can do, but he's following super low, being able to run back, and that's Topaz just staying on him. Oh no, Taj getting taken down in the Kiriko. That is Topaz and Taj falling in the blink of an eye, and oh boy. All it took was 1, ladies and gentlemen. An incredible run between the both of them. But man, play of the game, we gotta go to give it to Wind. An incredible run there for the Zarya. Let's check out this play of the game. I mean, you saw the Graviton surge and everything just kind of popped as he was able to push forward with his team, making it, taking space. Incredible stuff between everybody there for map number 2. As we get ready for map number 3, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go to that break really quick. Take a second, gather some snacks, regroup a little bit. All right, we'll be right back. Eventually, I'm sure he's taking care of some family stuff. But yes, we are indeed ready, as map number 3 is going to be Servasa. Flashpoint is the game mode. Boy, oh boy, I hope y'all are ready, because this is where things and the going gets tough. If y'all are any Call of Duty heads out there in the chat, works a lot like King of the Hill, works a lot like Hardpoint. Capture the point, hold the point, first to 3 points wins. This is where the going. Oh my God, there he is!
Hey, I'm here. You can hear me now. That shout outs to production for getting that quickly resolved, so that way I can be back here and listening to the sweet and wonderful voice of my good man Hamelak.
Oh.
But yes, the going gets tough right now. As I missed the last round, but I'm assuming St. Clair College ran away with that third round, giving them the map victory. So we are going to be seeing Maverick Esports needing the reverse sweep. This is going to be the hard hill to climb, because if there is going to be a team that you do not want to be put into a reverse sweep situation, it is St. Clair College. But we also got to remember, first match last year, Maverick Esports versus Oklahoma Christian University, another titan in the esports scene. And what happens? Our boys reverse sweep them. So if there is a dream, that dream has been lived once, and it certainly can be lived again, but only time will tell as we get into Servasa.
Servasa is the name of the game here, Zojlix, and boy, oh boy, I can see myself now. That's crazy. Dude, let me tell you what. Usually I'm wearing a hat on set. Today I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go with it, but it is going to be Servasa. Man, I love that graphic so much. That thing is so sick. Shout out to the graphic design team. Shout out to the production team. And shout outs to Logan for everything that he does on production, being a production manager and everything included. So shout outs to you, Zojlix. I hope that this next map is going to be a banger. Just like being able to share the desk with you today, boss. Let me tell you what.
I am hoping for a banger, and no matter what happens, it's always a pleasure to be here in my lovely, as much as I would love to be there in person, it is still a wonderful time to be here with Minnesota State University Mankato and just continuing to talk about Maverick Esports and all the cool things that we do. You know, you kind of have those moments where you're like thinking to yourself, you kind of have those like reflection moments. You're thinking back about where you came from, where you started. And no matter what happens, this is going to be my home. This is where I really started casting. I will remember you were there. It was MW 2022. I don't remember who we were playing, but it was Maverick Esports. I think it was Shawnee State, actually, in Modern Warfare 2022. You were there for my first CODcast, and that is now just turned into me being in Challengers, which is still just the wildest thing. Talk about COD, we're here to play Overwatch. Map number 3 is here. It's live. It's now. It's WoW.
And the now is WoW, and by the looks of it, we've seen this before a couple of times on Servasa. We definitely saw it during the LAN that we held here at Maverick Esports a couple of months ago. The pick of the May from Nauseous is a great pick on this map.
It really is. May is such a strong hero. The Blizzard being able to lock down those points, preventing the enemy team from doing anything in there. The wall being another massive force of pain to lock out those choke points and not let anybody from the opposing team get in there. So now the pressure comes on to Maverick Esports. The point is going to go live. Will the reverse sweep begin here, or will this be St. Clair putting the final nail in the coffin?
See, that is only time will tell, as Redux and Nauseous are able to take down Boost and Wind, and that goes Invictus, and Maverick Esports caught with their pants down, but they did get the first couple points on the start of the map, and that could spell for something better down the road.
It does certainly help. It gives them a couple of seconds of breathing room. As much as you don't want to lose those opening fights, it does give them an opportunity to think about what went well, what allowed them to get in there. And now once they get in there, the question becomes, how do they hold? How are they able to maintain this power? And the thing that I'm going to kind of talk about it for a little bit here is we've got Wind on this Mauga. Mauga being such a strong engage hero, having so many dive potential, and just the ability to jump in and do a lot. But like we just saw there, the May wall just completely prevents the dive, and that's a team wipe for St. Clair College. I didn't get a chance to finish my point. St. Clair said, all right, stop talking about them. We're killing them. It's over.
It's over. Done. Wrap them up. Sweep them up. Put them in the bin. Is exactly what St. Clair did, but hopefully there's a little bit of life left to Maverick Esports. They do have a chance still. There's only a couple of percentages left here for this first point, but you got 5 other points. You could make something happen.
This is going to be this time where they have to make something happen, but they also might be dropping this one. That's going to be the control coming through. Foos tried to get in there on the Reaper, but it just was not quite good enough. St. Clair getting another team wipe as they secure that first point. And again, continuing just their insane dominance. St. Clair's looking really, really strong.
You're right. St. Clair pulling on the top of their game, and really, I mean, it looks as though these guys really came here to play. They know that this is the playoffs. That's Razor and Azure really holding him down here. And they're able to take down. Azure falls. That's Wind able to take him in. But he's going to fall to the nauseous gases there from this Genji. Man, let me tell you what, Invictus does have the rail cannon on deck.
And oh my days, just St. Clair finding so many great fights, finding so many opportunities to stop any potential engage. That's going to be Redix dropping the beat for just him and Razor. Not enough to do really a lot, but it does buy time for the rest of St. Clair College to get there and join the rest of the team. Maverick Esports trying to find an opportunity to get into this point, but unfortunately, once again, St. Clair keeping them back, getting so aggressive as Invictus is going to go down. And now Wind jumping in, trying to find something, but Taj goes down, followed by Topaz. When you got no supports, you got no lifeline. St. Clair getting another team wipe, and they are just snowballing their lead.
Oh my, and the snowball only gets bigger and bigger as it rolls down the hill. One thing that I notice is that a ball takes time to roll down the hill, Zojalix, and that's one thing I've seen out of St. Clair College is that they're able to buy time for the rest of the team to group up and find the points, and it looks like a 1-for-1. It trades all the way across the board. 2 for 3, 3 for 4, and let me tell you what, the deal can only go up to $5, and that's Maverick Esports being able to find the point.
Maverick Esports gets the point. They only have to burn 2 ultimates, which is absolutely massive, but St. Clair College jumps back in time to stop the complete capture that forces the Death Blossom out of Foos, but unfortunately not enough to get the capture to take a deep breath. St. Clair College continuing to push, continuing to find kills. Soaks is going to fall. Invictus trying so hard to get in there. The point is going to drop, and Invictus just says, fine, you can have me, but we'll get that next point.
Point number 3, and that's where it is, man. This could be set point for St. Clair College. It's what I like to call, it is tournament point versus your life point. Maverick Esports only have one objective away to try and stop St. Clair from eliminating them from the playoffs.
And and if you are Maverick Esports, you really want this, because if you can get this victory, not only do you keep going in the playoffs, but I believe that this does punch your ticket to land. But St. Clair says no. They drop the beat, they drop the team, and they get early control.
I mean, this has been an incredible sight to see for both teams, honestly. Maverick Esports not only gaining the knowledge of playing a hyper aggressive and a great team like St. Clair College, but St. Clair College also staying on their toes. We're not letting them go down without a fight.
Oh, absolutely not. And, you know, looking at this matchup, as we see St. Clair continuing to push, continuing to find more ways to be aggressive, the thing that I want to see out of Maverick Esports is we talked about this last week. There was a major meta shift going into last week that actually took quite a bit of power out of the Mauga, but we're still seeing Wind continue to try and make that Mauga work. And one of the things that I would love to see, we've seen wind pop off. We've seen him turn from a wind into a hurricane. And we can see that again. The ways that I want to see it come forward is to see him increase his tank pool, not being so comfortable on that he has to rely on either the Zarya or the Mauga, but being able to just pick something up and go. Because right now, we're seeing Azure on that Ramatra just doing so much work, being able to shift tanks almost constantly, and that has allowed St. Clair to almost secure map point right now.
You're right, and one thing I was going to point out there really quick here, Zojalix, is from game 1 to game 2, Azure went up from top 4 spot to top 3 spot, and ladies and gentlemen, St. Clair College, in the blink of an eye, you blink and you miss it, will 3-0 Maverick Esports.
And that was just, I mean, it was textbook Overwatch coming out of St. Clair College. We talked about it before. They're one of the most dominant schools out there, and they just continue to show their own domination. They coordinate their attacks well. They make the adjustments needed. We saw consistent composition changes throughout every single map that allowed them to be able to adapt to every single situation that Maverick Esports was showing. And not to say that Maverick Esports does not have that potential. Like we had talked about, we pulled off some crazy reverse sweeps, and they have a ton of opportunities. This is going to be a great school for them to look at and to learn from, to hopefully, as they get ready to go into next season, next fall, they're going to come back, and they're going to come back swinging.
You're right, and that's where it is. You got to go jump back to the lab again is exactly what these guys are going to do over the summer. You know, take some time off, be able to play some solo queue, run a couple duos, maybe trios if needed. But with that, there's Zojalix. You want to tell these beautiful people in the chat where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch or anywhere as long as you just Google my name, Zojalix. That beautiful graphic is right down there, Zojalyx. You just Google that, you'll find me everywhere. You'll find me on Twitch, you'll find me on YouTube, you'll find me on X, you'll find me on Instagram. You might find an old TikTok. I haven't really posted too much on TikTok recently because I deleted it off my phone, and my goodness, was that a absolute cleanse of my soul. It was wonderful. But the best place that you will be able to be seeing me right now is we have the Premier Circuit, a semi-pro Call of Duty League is kicking up their season here in actually, we start tonight. Matches are going on right now, being casted by the wonderful Matt Man and Colorblind. So definitely go check that out if you're a big Call of Duty fan. You'll be seeing me there tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be on the Challengers Cup tomorrow, but that's another place you can keep a watchful eye on is Call of Duty League Challengers. I will be there bringing more and more of my wonderful voice and continuing to give all the love to the Call of Duty scene. And Mr. Hamelak, where can we find you?
You'll see me tomorrow, actually, in the Collegiate FGC. You guys will see me casting some Tekken 8 tomorrow. Tekken 8 Season 2 has definitely been an experience, a fiesta, I'd like to call it. But yes, it is Hamelak Games on every form of social media, whether it be Twitter, X, whatever you decide to call it. YouTube, TikTok, you can find me anywhere, really. All Hamelak Games, all one word. Monster Hunter content, fighting game content, and other stuff that I just kind of find interesting. I've been thinking about doing this food tour around the state of Minnesota and finding some of the best places to eat that your money can buy.
Hey, that sounds pretty dang amazing. And Ham, before we close this out, I know we're ready to bring this out, but I was just thinking about this.
Tell me about it.
Can we take just a quick moment to just appreciate the amount of incredible level ups that we have seen from our broadcast team? We've got some gorgeous graphics for our maps. We got this gorgeous studio that just looks absolutely jeté le mon chef. Kiss moi. The desk is looking beautiful. You're looking beautiful. And I just want to give huge shout outs to everybody involved in everything from graphic design to social media to broadcast to just continue to make the Maverick Esports stream looking so pretty every single evening.
Production, I know you're there. I know you have that camera. Can we see production tonight? Let's see what those guys are at. I know they're right there. Look at me. There's nothing here, but you guys look at them. That's what they're about. That's what these guys are here for. These guys are here to make sure that we look pretty. It is those guys that make all this magic happen. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time. Bye.
Welcome to the Gaming and Esports facility at Minnesota State University Mankato. Located in the lower level of Wissink Hall, this space encompasses over 4,600 square feet. The equipment here is cutting edge, featuring PCs with top-of-the-line AMD CPUs and NVIDIA GPUs, Logitech Pro peripherals, and Zowie monitors. This space supports everything from varsity esports and LAN events to casual gaming and student-run clubs. We play hard and work hard, providing students the opportunity to build skills, find community, make friends, gain leadership experience, and more through student involvement, volunteer and employment opportunities, and varsity teams. At the heart of our facility is the Gaming and Esports Lounge. This ultimate hangout space is open to all students and has tons of comfortable and flexible seating options. Students gather here to collaborate, study, game, and relax. It serves as an event space and a hub for student-run clubs to meet. Next to the lounge is the open play area. This space is available for all Minnesota State Mankato students to game at no cost, equipped with PCs capable of supporting all the latest games. Adjacent to the lounge is the esports competition stage. This is a dedicated space for esports matches outfitted with state-of-the-art machines for high-intensity competition. This room is capable of hosting online and in-person LAN events, complete with a functional garage door and audience seating that allows spectators to be a part of the action. Behind the competition stage is the broadcast studio, a cutting-edge space designed to deliver top-tier live streams run by specialized student teams. High-definition cameras, custom lighting, and green screen capabilities create an immersive viewing experience. The control room is equipped with the latest technology for seamless broadcasting and real-time graphics integration. The final area in our space is the Varsity Esports Training Facility. This is an exclusive for varsity teams and coaches to practice, train, and review VODs between matches. It features the same high-quality machines and peripherals as the competition stage, ensuring the best experience for players.